in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent, and it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots, if I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning.
I don't know. Maybe this is a good spot here. I've been playing another game, so I left my camera down here. We'll see how it looks. Just gonna do some grinding. Grinding. Something, 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 something. Lining. My power. Somebody less. So we can win. I think you get more if you win. What's up, big? Did it not go to it? Whatever. I wonder, maybe I'm a little stronger. Stronger. Get a little, isn't that like I think that's a, are you Spider-Man? You look like Spider-Man. I gotta keep an eye out on my groceries. They're starting my order. I hate having to pay extra for my... That something is clicking in my goddamn microphone, in my headset or something. I think I got too much shit plugged in or something. Like some feedback. I don't know. Let's see. Is this control? Is that a controller? Let's see. No, no, no. The controller's not plugged in. What do you think? I'm starved to death? I mean, if you want to give me some money, I'll take it. I still have a little money left, but it's getting iffy. Both my lawyers, this is, you know, you got to take a little bit of what lawyers say, even if they're your lawyer, you got to take it with a little grain of salt. Hopefully, they're saying by the end of this month that they'll have both of them kind of hinted at. I talked to them recently that they should be hopefully settling the cases. Well, at least that's what they hinted at. One, I think I believe a little bit more, uh, but at the same time, I might still have to do a little bit of something before then. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit in. Well, I mean, well, I've been in debt before because that's American way. But like, I had to go back. I had like a credit card paid off, but I had to use it to like help buy groceries and shit like right now. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Like, cause I actually I like paid off a lot of my debt during this shit. A little bit of both, cause like I'm not sure, cause I've heard things with like I don't know if it's like it's settled because I haven't heard any numbers. Because I know at the end of the day they gotta say like, hey, this is they gotta be like, hey, this is what we get. Do you want to do this or you want to they gotta ask my opinion on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't just say, oh yeah, we'll settle. Or at least they better not. They need to ask my opinion. I mean, I'll have to take what they say into consideration. God damn, this clicking in my headset. I don't know what it is. I got so much shit. I got all this. I got the fucking mic plugged in, this emulator, everything else. So yeah, I don't know. But then I've heard like, even because like something gets settled, that doesn't mean they pay you right then on that second. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. Like, am I going? Are they going? Like, if it's settled, does that mean they're going to give me the check the next day? Or hey, it's settled. They have so long. Because I read a story, take it what you will, where like they had like some places have to pay. Like, say if they're going to pay something, and like the dude was all like, "I need my money," and their lawyer was all like, "Well, if they don't pay, they got to pay interest on it or something for every day they don't pay. Cut you the check or whatever." So hopefully, but like I said, that's taken with a grain of salt because obviously the lawyer's not gonna get on there probably and be like, yeah, you probably got another 4 or 5 months or a year. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see it when we see it, but it's definitely it should be close. Well, one of them, from what I understand, like the car thing, it's a lot harder to deal with and a lot more shit. But like the way that, like, and then take all this with a grain of salt because it's coming from lawyers. Uh, like how I understand with the workman's comp shit, it's pretty straightforward. It like how shit's done. Like I don't think they can argue certain points. Like there's like this is what you got. This is the rating. Yeah, this is what you made. This is yada yada. So this is what we owe you, and it's like laid out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why my hat keeps falling off. So so that's kind of what that is. But like I said, nothing's set in stone right this minute. Then I got to figure out. Uh, and the other lawyer, I don't know if it's something like he was talking about Social Security, and I was like, I didn't even know we were doing nothing with Social Security. So I don't know if they're giving me Social Security money or something on top of all that. You know. So we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, I guess it's like a little bit more. It's closer now than it was. I guess is what I would say. God damn. Oh, really? I don't know how they are over there. I'm assuming like they're insurance companies don't want to pay out. At least that's like all the TV ads over here are. So like the lawyer's gonna make them pay and yada yada and all that shit. I don't know how. I would think like in general, right? I'm not like a super fan of like everything Europe does or what, but it does seem like mostly they're more fair to the people than we are here in America. It seems like at the end of the day, a lot of our rules come to protect the corporations and the companies a little bit more than just the average person. Like, trust me, we're a lot better than some places, and I'm not saying we're some sort of like, oh, they run the government. I'm just saying like, and especially my state's the worst because it is a conservative, like pro business, all that kind of shit, right? So it gets muddied up a lot more. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully over there they're a little bit more like forced to care about the person a little bit more than I think we are in America. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's still capitalism over there, so I'm sure they're always going to. I just think maybe y'all have a little more protection, like because over here, obviously, they're going to be the strongest on like we don't. The least money you pay out, the more money they make. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, like you would think that's the case. Like, oh, I bought this, but like I said, I'm only speaking on shit I've heard in America. Like that shit like that happens. Like here, um, I guess it was big around the whole world. You probably heard of Katrina, right? When it went to and like in Louisiana, the big hurricane and all the damage it did. This is what I'm hearing for some of the insurance people are. Yeah, I trust me, I feel for you because, like I said, dealing with insurance, like I said, like in the last 2 years, I've had to deal with the people you do not want to deal with at all, like doctors, insurance, lawyers, like you know what I'm saying, like the people you don't want to ever have to deal with, because the downside is most of the time when you have to deal with them, it's not a positive, you know. Um, but so hopefully it goes a little bit easier. I'm just saying, like I think, and then this is just me not having full knowledge, but just going off what I've heard before, is I think y'all over there probably got a little bit better protections than we do, and that's even different here from state to state. Like I said, in Tennessee, they only like there's only like 1 year, I don't know if y'all have stuff over there. We call it statute of limitation. I don't know if things are worded different. It's like from the time something happened to when you have to file it or when you can be charged with a crime or whatever like that. You have a certain amount of time on certain things. Here, I live in Tennessee. In car accidents, you only have 1 year, right? Because what it is like if you don't file something within that year, then you can't file. That's ridiculous to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get it. Like, and then like if luckily I had most of my major surgeries and all that shit done and everything during that year, but I still had stuff that carried on past that year, and I don't know if he can claim that or if that you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that gets ridiculous. I think in the workman's comp it's also a little bit different because I think they are going to have to fight them, not fight, but they're going to have to be like they'll do stuff, like continue, like they'll cover more if I need anything else down the road. Because guess what? This shit's lifelong, right? It's altered my body a lot. I'm sorry. I don't give a shit how much these doctors say they've healed. I'm healed. The bones are healed, yada yada. But I have shit that's permanent and it's affecting me, So I don't know what I'll be like in 20 years. So not being able to have, and in your country, that probably might not be such a big deal, right? Because y'all do have like more universal healthcare style shit, right? But we don't have that here. Like, so if I didn't have any healthcare, you know, so yeah, so we'll have to see what all that comes from. So I'm not like super duper worried, but I might have to ask my friend because I could take out a loan like from like a company. I actually have a thing, but it would be like I'd have to pay back like almost a third. And I don't even know if say if I got my check and I paid it all off like the next day, I don't know. I think it's one of those screwy ones where you'd still have to pay like a early payment fee, which is kind of ridiculous. Uh, but I think if I borrowed some money from my friend, she would let me just pay her back like straight up, like not like charge me like some interest or not charge me like a crazy, you know what I'm saying, crazy interest rate. I don't know if y'all have like people like that over there, but we do have that here. Um, yeah. So, oh, but come to find out, something else I might have to deal with, right? I finally, I know exact, well, not exactly what happened, but I do know a lot more about what happened and the girl that hit me, right? Like there was all this speculation, and like I wasn't 100% sure that they were drunk or whatever. Well, it turns out this bitch was on like some like all drugged up and I guess passed out or something, and that's how she hit me. Like, and that's official. That's in the police reports. That's what my lawyer told me. The one good thing is, uh, like, so the one plus of my accident, aside from not dying, which I guess is a plus or not, right? But because of that, like there was no question about whose fault it was. You know what I'm saying? The way my lawyer worded it, it's basically like 100%. Like how it would like being at fault is like 100% her at fault. Um, so there's like no, because like that's a lot of times, at least over here, what insurance people will argue, be like, well, since it was technically this little bit, because like with lawyers and shit and insurance people, like it's all in the little fine tuned shit, right? The little nuance, like, and I like nuance in general, but when it comes to shit like that, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, it should be more cut and dry. I pay you if I have an accident, you cover me, right? But well, technically, you were driving between this time and this time, and during this time, in this fine print of the contract, it says this. There's a credit union here. It kind of protects you from these loan shark loans. You can take out relatively low. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Like those are things like I wish America would get behind, but like they think that anytime you do anything for anyone that's not pull yourself up by the bootstraps or like get out there and digging ditches, that you're like socialist, communist, like you're going to turn into like the Democratic People's Republic of China or some shit. uh, but yeah, so yeah, I found that shit out. Now my lawyer, because we have different laws here, right? So getting money it's a civil thing, right? It's not a criminal thing, right? I think it plays a role though, and I think because she was on drugs, I don't know if this, from what I gather, I don't think this bitch has any money herself, right? So I don't think that I could go and like, boy, Roy, oil ourselves by the bootstraps. Don't be crippled. I'll pull yourself up by the bootstrap. Yeah, trust me, that's what I do. That's how I feel sometimes when they be acting like that. But it seems like she don't have shit because I know there's also different laws. Like I think in this case because it was based on that, like I could actually like sue her directly. Because right now what you're going through, what you kind of have to is you have to go from the insurance people because like the fucking people want to have no goddamn money, right? So so that's what we're doing now. But we can't go after her until there's a criminal thing is out of the thing because he can't ask. That's what I'm getting to. Sorry, I'm being long winded to my story here. And I found all this shit out like Wednesday. So excuse me. Oh, I need to check and see where my groceries are. Oh, wrong one. So give me a second. No, 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 no. Okay, I don't think they've started shopping yet. I just had to check. Sometimes they have to replace shit or whatever. They're in the process of shopping. Hopefully they have everything. But okay, sorry. Let me get back. Uh, it's a place called Kroger's. I bought from Aldi's yesterday. You know what Aldi's is. Yeah, I got some junk food. I got some more Little Debbie's. But also just like regular food for cooking and eating and shit like that. But oh yeah, where was I at? Oh, okay. But how it is here, because he's defending me or working for me in a civil manner. He can't call up there and check on it because do I do it weekly? Usually we get groceries weekly. Yes. Um, Sometimes my mama orders some and I order some. You know, we kind of split it a little bit. But Yeah, so like he can't call and ask about any criminal stuff because then they're going to say, well, her Fifth Amendment or whatever, right? So he's supposed to be getting looked at. So then going to find out if they haven't done anything to her, which he was pretty much like, look, if this bitch was on drugs and she hit you and you were this hurt and injured and all, you know what I'm saying, like there's no way she didn't get charged with something criminally. He's like, in my entire life that I've been doing this, I've never had that happen, right? But part of me worries, what if they gave her, like, if she didn't have any priors, like maybe they gave her like a big slap on the wrist. Like, she needs to have some penalty. Obviously, I'm not ridiculous. I don't think she should be like life in prison or something like that. But I swear to fuck, if I find out they didn't do nothing, then I'm gonna have to go and like raise hell with the fucking district attorney of the place where it happened and cause a big stink about that shit because it's gonna fucking piss me off. Because it pissed me off, right? It so pissed me off because I was trying not to be mad because guess what? It could have been somebody, maybe they had a medical condition like that was no fault of their own and they passed out and that's what they called it. I don't know what their race is, nor do I care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not racist like y'all. Um, but like the issue is she was on drugs, white, black, green, or purple, you know, and driving a car, so that's a problem. And then also she didn't have any money. That doesn't matter what race she is either. But at the end of the day, I don't care. But like I said, I was trying not to be pissed about it before because I didn't know. But now I do know, so I know it's like their fault 100%. You know what I'm saying? But then come to find this shit out, some do. Will Smith obviously does. He has a lot of money. You know, it's it's not a. I know over there. How many black people have you ever met over there? There's probably not that many black people in Ireland compared to where I'm at, is there? And Poland. I don't know. You were born in Ireland or you came over there like really young. I don't know, like specifically. You know, I'm not trying to straw man you or whatever. I'm just saying in general, I don't know if there's as many black people as there are here, you know, overall. And I could just be wrong in general, but it just seems like from what I've seen, it's not the case. And it's not all black people don't have any money. So that explains a lot, but that's okay. I'm not trying to hold it against you. I, but you were been in Ireland most of your life, correct? Uh, So I don't know how they work it over there. Over here in America, it's different too because you know well, I guess there was slavery over there too, wasn't there? But like, I don't think it was as big a problem as it was in America. But whatever, like all that none of that shit matters to me one bit, right? Like as long as they're gonna get some sort of they got penalty for their crime, like aside from you know if we sue them or whatever. But yeah, so then that's going to be have to be something else I got to look at. But like I don't know that. I don't even have their name, which is good because I was so pissed. I was like going to look them up and shit. So luckily I didn't because I don't need to be fucking around or doing anything, you know, because it wouldn't look good on me. The sad facts of the matter. That's how it goes. Like even if I'm in the right, even if I'm in the right, like if I was act like a fool like Will Smith did, then I'm gonna look bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, even if, you know, I'm defending my wife or whatever, but that doesn't mean you just gotta smack somebody or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but if I had to, I'll raise a issue if they did not get some form of punishment. I feel like I was telling my mom, I'm like at the least this bitch should get put in jail for as long as my ass was in the fucking nursing home. You know what I'm saying? Cancer. I probably already have cancer, so it don't matter. That'll be what I find out next. Let's see. Anybody else? We're gonna upgrade. Get back to finishing. And I gave them gear. What else I need to do? Yeah. So, well, but like I didn't even finish my story. This is what my lawyer told me. He said this actually did kind of piss me off. Like he said, I'm assuming he meant Facebook. He said she was on social media and went and posted like a picture of the wreck and was all like, "Look what I worked around," or "Look what I survived," or whatever. Like not with like hinting like it wasn't her fault or she was on drugs or anything. Like posted it up like on like it was like, "Oh, feel sorry for me. I didn't die." I walked away. I think it's the way he worded it. He said he took screenshots and everything of it. So, but like that shit really pissed me off. I'm like, bitch, you almost fucking killed me, and then you're gonna be like pity posting on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of bullshit. Y'all, I'll tell you one damn thing. Y'all's internet suck. Y'all, unless you just left, y'all always be getting disconnected in my thing. Like I don't know, Ireland. Just I thought over in Europe y'all were supposed to have a good internet service. Better not to know if she got punished, or better to not know if you got cancer. I don't know what you're referring to with your better to not know. But don't you want, wouldn't you, if somebody did something to you like that, wouldn't you want to know they got some sort of punishment for it? Yeah, well, I mean, I don't give a one fuck about what that girl's doing day to day. I'm just saying, like, she needs to have gone to jail or got her license revoked or something. I'm on some sort of probation. Well, I don't give a fuck. Like, why would I care if she's evil or not? It just, like, at least it can piss me off. I can be pissed off. I don't know if she's evil. She just sounds like a dumb bitch to me. Like, a dumb drug addict bitch. Like, I don't know. I don't believe in evil and all that shit, per se. I'm just saying, like, if she did get away with something, like, I feel like I would be justified in trying to make sure she didn't. I don't know. And yeah, at the end of the day, you're probably right. I shouldn't put, like, it's not like I'm focused on it all the time. That's stupid. I mean, you can't do that. Like, I'm not gonna, like, make it a thing. But, like, if I found out that, then I would at least give it a little shot. I'm not gonna waste my entire life and like go on some sort of crusade like some people do. Like that's what happens with some people. Like something happens and fucks up their life, and I understand rightfully so. They want something done about it, but then they go and like they just like spend the rest of their fucking life doing this and living in the memory and of the horrible shit. Like at some point you have to get over it, right? So I'm never advocating for something like that. I'm just being clear there. And I'm not even saying that's what you are saying I'm doing. I'm just kind of clarifying my thing. It's not like I'm gonna go on some sort of crusade. Like I might joke about it. Like I joked that I was gonna start. We have something over here called Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I was gonna do. I said I'm gonna start a whole thing where and what that was some lady's kid got killed by a drunk driver, and they went through this trouble for years and years and years, and started this whole organization and all this stuff. So I said I was gonna make one and call it Rad, like Roy's Against Drug Drivers, you know. But of course, I probably would never do that. You know what I'm saying? Not to that level. I will contact the DA or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And be like, look, this is bullshit. That maybe even take a chance going to the news and getting a story put out, right? But I'm not gonna like let it take over my life or nothing like that. You know, even if the bitch got out scot free, I'll just be kind of pissed about it. But I'm not gonna let it, because guess what? Then that would mean that bitch is ruining my life even more than she already did. You know. And I'm sure some people will be upset. Why you should call him a bitch? I'm like, I'm sorry, someone almost killed me that was high on fucking drugs. Doesn't seem to have any remorse from it, from what I've been told. Then they're a fucking bitch. Don't give a shit. Man, woman, child, black, white, green, you know, whatever. I guess if it was a child, I'd probably be like, well, you know, it's a child. I need to check on my groceries. Oh, it says shopping in progress still. Yesterday they were like updating everything as it was coming in, so I knew exactly what I was getting when I was getting it. All right. Oh, let's see. I mean, it's just like an update. I haven't really had any updates with any of the like the major stuff on the case until recently, because I'm not one of those people that's calling my lawyer every day and being like, hey, what's up, what's up, what's up. Like, I let him call me when he needs to, because he was right when I talked to him. He's like, some places they'll want to call you like every 2 weeks or some shit, and then when nothing actually happens, it actually kind of pisses you off more, you know, because you're like, god damn, why you keep calling me if you ain't done shit? Don't spend time calling me, just get shit done, you know. So he doesn't, and so I'm fine with that in general, you know. And I do know like it it does take time, you know what I'm saying? He did also say like COVID fucked up a lot of like criminal shit. So even if she hadn't been prosecuted or nothing, it might just be because everything got pushed back for COVID. So everything's like backed up. So, but hopefully they're releasing a lot of restrictions and shit over here. So hopefully that would mean that it's getting done. Plus we're in Tennessee, South people, so they're not as worried about that in general. But you know, so I have to find it. But like I told him, it's like, man, as far as I know, the police never fucking talked to me ever. And I get why they didn't when I was in the hospital, because I was kind of fucked up, and that's kind of even what he said. But still, like you think they would have asked or something at some point in almost 2 fucking years. I wish it was like this game. I just upgrade myself and shit. Well, it's almost. It was 2020 in July, so it's like 3 months. Well, three, like 3.5 months, something like that, give or take. Trust me, it seems like it's gone by fast, and like that's like everything in my life, it's gone by fast and slow at the same fucking time. Like, you know, it just pisses me off because everybody acts like I'm gonna be like, and I'm like, I get like your whole positivity bullshit. Like, oh, I'm like, no, just you need to be realistic and be like, I am not the way I was before. I'm never gonna be the way I was before. Like but they always keep on like, oh yeah, that's to me. I'm like, y'all need to just say, look, you're a cripple. Fuck it, you don't have to worry about nothing. That's all I want. Like, but no, it's all like, oh, no, I'm like, no, it's fucking pointless. You know, but you know that's not how it works. So that's like the whole bullshit shit behind it, and especially like you talk about like in America, like it's one thing, like it's like, oh, please, but then when it comes down, like, oh, you're never gonna be nothing or whatever. But when it comes to shit like that, because somebody else would have to pay out, well, we can't have that. We don't want any more cripples than we have to have. And I'm all like, what if I was like, there would be a lot of people in, there'd be a lot of people in my situation, like that wouldn't like they're like, oh, you, because I can't do. There's no way I'm gonna be able to do any kind of physical labor nowhere near to the level that I was doing before, where I could make enough money or whatever, right? Luckily, I'm not so fucking stupid. I couldn't do nothing. But like a lot of people, trust me, and a lot of people that I've known and worked with they would not be able to do like some other kind of job that's not a, you know what I'm saying? Not a physical, blue collar bullshit job. Like digging ditches or cooking or whatever, right? But also at the same fucking time, like when I did that job where I was on the phone and answering shit like that, the customer service bullshit, right? Fucking hated that shit. But like, oh, well, you can work, you can do that. I'm like, that's to me, that's still not like, and I know the fucking world's not fair. Deal with it, right? But at the same fucking time, it's not like I made a choice to, because sometimes you have to do shit you don't want to do, right? But I had the choice taken away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't do something else anymore. So that's what pisses me off. I'm like, damn, dude. Like that doesn't take into account like that shouldn't matter. They'd be like, and plus it wasn't like I was like 18 and I don't want to work at McDonald's. Like I'm like almost 40 years old. I've been doing those kind of jobs, so like most people changing over, it's like it's not that likely. That's when they'll be all progressive and shit. Like, oh yeah, anytime you want, you can do this, but only when it settles down. But like in general, people aren't going to act that way. Like not the type of people that are going to support like the insurance. It's like the fucking governor of Texas, right? You know how he made all his money? He's like crippled, like way worse than I'm crippled, right? He's paralyzed, like he has to be in a wheelchair and everything. But guess what? But he's made like millions of dollars right off of like his accident. Like a tree or some shit fell on him. I didn't even know this shit. Like, but like he got some sort of. I wish I had his lawyer. He got some sort of settlement where they paid him like millions of dollars over time. Like he gets so much paid each year, like so hundreds of thousands, and then he gets like lump sums every so often. And I don't know if that's like separate from like medical or anything like that. But then turn around, he has like tried to help institute like shit where the average person wouldn't be able to do that now. So that's what I have with a lot of fucking politician people, and especially the people on the right. They'll take advantage of anything they can, but once they get anywhere, they'll argue against everything like that. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. That's all true. We just got to figure out and do the best we can and go from there. Well, it's like people that are like, hey, I'm fat and I'm fine with being fat. Fair enough. I don't give a shit. But don't pretend like being fat is like healthy or some shit, or being fat is better than being fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you need to like want to kill yourself because you're a little overweight or whatever, right? You know, but like, don't. That's what gets me, man. People just want to act like reality, like your feelings affect reality, and guess what? Your feelings are never really going to affect reality, nor should they. If I ever get my money and it's good money, let me know. I'll buy you some sort of junk food you want from America and ship it over there to you. Yeah, no, no, thank you. I appreciate it, but I don't want anything from Europe. It won't be good. Well, yeah, they all the sides do stupid shit like that. That's the problem with most people is they are. Yeah, I don't want fucking haggis and fucking beans on toast and goddamn shit like that. And y'all sweets won't be sweet enough for us, so there's no way. Low. Sometimes you kill me with some of your shit. like you like I don't know what they tell y'all over there in y'all's countries, but like none of that shit's true. Like I don't know enough about Hunter Biden to know what he did or didn't do. I don't know what else was on his laptop. I don't deny that people will overlook something and try to come up with an excuse for it, right? That's on both sides. That's what they all do. Trump does the same shit, probably even more, right? But at the end of the day, if you ever looked at Trump and said, "Yeah, Trump, he really gives a fuck about me. Trump really cares. Trump is really telling the truth and and all that shit and Trump isn't out to get his own shit," then that's crazy to me. I'm sorry. Like, whatever. You can be all like and like all these people that acted like Trump was like, "Oh yeah, like we didn't want Trump. Yeah, everybody wanted to get rid of him because he was mean." Yeah, and I guarantee you there's some people that cried about that because guess what? The little pussy ass bitches be acting like that all the fucking time because they can't take anything, right? True. But at the end of the day, Trump did the same fucking shit. Half the time, anytime anybody says something about him, he would go whine and cry about it and act like a little bitch too, right? He could always dish it out, but he cannot fucking take it. That was another problem. If you want to argue that shit, like he would talk about like it's slander, it's this and this and this, but he would just call people straight up like you're a criminal, you did this, you're the crooked, you're this, you're evil, you're stupid, like all that shit. But if you said anything about him, it's the same problem with all the religious people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, we're Christians, we're being prosecuted, we would never. But then at the same time, like you for so long, you've always been against everybody else and used all kinds of horrible shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's because our country is fucked. Like we do that shit. Like we have prioritized making money over everything. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't think like a lot of people you go down the wrong slope and then it's like crazy conspiracy theories because like there's evil and all that shit like that like they're eating babies or some shit. That's when you get off the deep end. But like the reason it came down to that is because America prioritized being capitalist and all that shit over every damn thing else when they shouldn't have. And I'm not and trust me, I'm no fucking crazy social communist person or anything like that, right? But at the end of the day, maybe some things shouldn't be the end all be all. Shouldn't be about making a profit on. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's, but don't say that. Like, 'cause some people are going to say like, oh, you're a horrible person, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what a lot of that comes down to. Now, I get that like when you make drugs and you're doing all that shit, like you have to make money because it is expensive things to do, right? Yeah, I don't agree with your take on that. Like, not all vaccines are the same. COVID is fishy. Like, you're going to get in that slippery slope. I know you like Joe Rogan. I know you like the UFC and being a man's man and fighting and all that shit, right? But at the end of the day, like, COVID was a thing. It was killing old people, right? Did some people go above and beyond and be maybe a little too worried about it? Yeah. Like I think some people like jumped on board like and got way crazy with it on both sides. Like you got people that's like, actually it's a conspiracy. They made it. It wasn't anything. It's not hurting anybody, right? Okay. Then you got the people that's like, oh my god, everybody, the children and everything else. Like, yeah, it's like that's the problem with everybody. People go way far one way or the other. But like, I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, I can only kind of go off of what I feel about everything. I don't have like all these numbers and all this shit in front of me to know 100%. But I don't think it was like a crazy like conspiracy psyops or some shit like that. I think some people, it scared some people a little bit more than it should have, and I think some people were a little bit more lax on it than they should have been. Because that's the way everything works, motherfucker. Like, do you not understand? Like, that's how it works. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the you focus on one thing. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's a media thing, right? Yeah, he did take all that, but he was also saying like that was a thing about it, right? So he was also doing that too. You also got to understand. Do you believe that there weren't some? I'm not saying Joe Rogan took horse dewormer. He got some doctor to give him a prescription for it, right? He took medical ivermectin. I'm not CNN, right? I'm never claiming that, but people were legitimately buying the shit from livestock things and taking it, right? That's not safe no matter what. Like even if it did help with COVID, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why they did that. Like you're asking me questions I don't have the answers to, right? The only thing I could think was just because the only thing I could think of was to protect some sort of copyright. And now, obviously that's not what I'm not, I don't know for 100% sure. Also, I don't know if that's true. Like I don't know. Yeah, he did take a list of things. That's fine. I agree. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying, like it was like the hot button issue, like ivermectin. So that's why if you did anything to do with it, then of course, you know what I'm saying. Let's see, Pfizer court case, 75 years. Their argument was like I don't know, like this is just what I know. Obviously, I've not researched depth into this. The argument was they did not. It was because there was so much data. It was going to take that long to release it, like physically, like to get everything out there. That was their argument. I don't know if that's true or not, though. So that's why they said it was going to take that long because they wanted to release smaller amounts at a time because that was going to take part of, I guess, take some of their resources to do that. Yeah, that guy, like, do you think one guy, like, overall had everything to do with RMNA? No. Like, that'd be like if you listen to one person tell you that X is one thing, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that he's right. Also, there's a lot of other shit out there about how this guy has an axe to grind. So, I trust him about as much as I trust anybody. So I take it with a grain of salt. I get like okay. I know a lot of people bring that up, control and fear. I guess I will admit it's hard for me because I don't get why you would care enough to control all these people. I don't get it. It doesn't do anything for me. It's why I've never wanted to be in charge. I never want to be a manager. I never want to do all this shit, right? But I guess it's possibility that that's the. I don't understand it. Like I really don't. I empathize and sympathize, and I can understand a lot of things. And I understand like everybody's the same way as I am. But like, oh man, it's so like so. That's I have a problem with that. I'm not. I'm not saying you're wrong. This is me. This is my own personal bias. I think is getting involved. Like it's just like to me, it seems so insane. Like it's just like, but I know it's also true. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's right. I guess I just had to take that whole like power will corrupt and absolute power will absolutely corrupt or whatever, you know. So, but and that was also Trump's issue. Like there's a lot of shit's coming out now. Like he was so didn't want to not give it up, so he was also that's why a lot of that shit came out. Like it was rigged. It was it. Well, Trump was the one that like at least you know as far as I know they have some evidence. He called a governor of a state basically begging him. He's like, can't we find 500 more votes? Can't we do this? Like, come on. That's pretty telling right there, you know. But I don't understand. Like, see, if it was me, if I was Trump or Elon Musk or any of these rich motherfuckers, why the like I would be content with being rich and fucking off. Like, look at what's his face, you know. Do you think just because I think Biden's better than Trump means I really like Biden or I think Biden's the greatest fucking president? No. Do you understand when you're given a choice between shit and less smelly shit? Sometimes you have to pick less smelly shit. I'm just saying. I don't even know who runs y'all's country, so that's one thing we always got. Like people give a fuck who runs America. Nobody gives a shit about Ireland. Sorry. Yeah, they probably do. They probably are better off than we are for sure. But like I said, like I'd be more like Bezos, right? I'm like I made so much money. Fuck it. Now I'm gonna go. My hobby. I want to go to the fucking outer space, right? You can argue here or there how horrible or how terrible a person he is, whatever, right? But like that's how I would do it. I'm like I would never keep. I'm like how much at some point how much fucking money does one person need? You know? So that's what I don't get. Like, but like I said that's bias on my part because I just don't get it. It just makes no fucking sense to me. But I would argue the same thing about like these people that like that are super duper all on like you know either socialism or whatever you know like that are like oh it should be communist. I'm like no that's stupid as fuck too. So I can't get behind some of these people's takes regardless. Well, yeah, Trump. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like with Trump, he just kind of like I mean he lost his shit there. Didn't want to give up at all. You know that's why he kept on like all these things. And I mean I'm sure like everybody has some sort of they both do it. Like it might be fear of one thing versus another though. But just because, but also at the same time, you also got to like, this is the problem. Like, the problem isn't that they bring up certain things or whatever. It's that people aren't capable of kind of looking at a topic and thinking about it rationally. That's all like, oh, the world's like it's like. Have you ever heard the story of the skies falling, Chicken Little? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, something fell on my head. The sky's falling. It's the end of the world. Like the thing is, people gets out of control with that shit. You know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think people in politics shouldn't be able to invest and do a lot. I don't know. Do y'all have laws against that shit over there, or is it the same thing over there? Like, I think that if you want to be a public servant, you shouldn't be in it to be making money. They all do this shit on both sides. No, I like you're a refugee. You should be happy that other people are coming to your country that are going to be more like you. I think we give them all to Ireland. No. It's a lot more trouble to come up. Okay, well then Ireland needs to pay more into NATO. Ireland needs to do a more shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we protect y'all little motherfuckers, but then y'all don't want to take care of the hassle. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue. Hate to be pro America, but goddamn. Wait until 50 years. Ukraine's gonna want to annex part of. Have you all been attacked by Russia in the last 60 years? No. So fuck off. Um, when like the UK was getting destroyed by Nazi Germany, who come and saved y'all's asses? America. Just deal with it. That's what everybody says, right? It's like at the end of the day, it's like fuck America, blah, 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 fuck America, America help us. That's the fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? Be right or wrong, it's the way it is. And trust me, I'm not. I don't think America's that great. Like, I mean, it's better than most fucking places. I'd rather be living here than in most countries, especially countries that don't speak English. There's no fucking way I'll ever live in a country that doesn't speak English. There's no way I can put up with that shit. Like, English should be the worldwide language of the world. I mean, I'm sure it could go badly. I don't know. We're gonna see. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a while. I got tired of it. Like, there's supposedly be some peace talks, and supposedly Russia was supposedly cutting back on attacking or something. I don't know. Um, no, I'm not learning any languages. America first. America number one. Everybody learn American. If you can't fucking do it, then too fucking bad. Learn Chinese. That's your fucking choice. Learn Chinese or learn American. We don't got fucking time to baby you and learn your fucking language. We got shit to do. We got McDonald's to cook. We got wars to not fight. We got people to arrest. We got all kinds of shit to do. Right? Get your shit together, learn American or learn Chinese. You got one or two options. No more French, no more Spanish, no more whatever the fuck y'all speak over in Ireland. You know, the problem is, you know what the problem with the energy crisis is? Like, motherfuckers should have started working on solutions to this shit 50 years ago, and we wouldn't be in the same ballpark we are. We're even worse over here in America, because I think over in Europe, like, I don't know Ireland specifically, but isn't Europe more prone to, like, work on, like, more alternatives than we are? I gotta check on my groceries. Let's see. Wrong one. That's the order from yesterday. Yada yada yada. 8 items found. If they had to not found any items, one replacement. No, don't give me sweet relish. Fuck. I told that bitch not to give me sweet relish. Fuck. This is the only thing I hate about grocery orders. Like, sometimes these motherfuckers will replace shit even though you told them not to. My friend had a great idea, right? America and China should just came together and said, "Fuck it, why don't we both just team up, take over Russia? We'll split the shit and whatever, and then just move on with it." Because, like, at the end of the day, you might not like China, you might not like some of the policies they do, but I don't see them like militarily attacking other countries and shit. Like, you could argue maybe economically or something. So, I think at the end of the day, maybe we should be more friendly with China. But I mean, they fuck people too, though, so it's kind of hard to, it's kind of hard to realize which is the best. I think he's going to end up coming out fucked in this, and I do feel sorry for him. It's like some of the I know, like I talk shit about Ireland. I don't really know. I don't give a fuck half the time. I'm sure Ireland's not that bad a place, except for the food. Like that shit, I'm really 100% like. I don't know about the food over there, like in Ireland, UK, a lot of that shit, right? Really, I don't know. But like policies and shit like that, I'm sure some of them are good, and like some of the people are fine, some of them are not. But that's kind of that's the way it is everywhere. America's not that great, but it's better than some places. I'm biased because I don't want to learn another language. Sorry. I mean, you had to argue like America. It's either like America does everything right 100% of the time, or America's a horrible fucking country that's just imperialistic or some bullshit. Like, I mean, like, can we not just have a take on people do fucked up shit one way or the other? Also, I don't know how many people in Europe and other countries have to even understand like the difference between our political party systems. Like, even if you don't like some of the like left shit over here, I cannot support a conservative, real kind of conservative fucking political person, because on like issues that really bother me, I can't support them. Like, most of them are going to be not any kind of social progressiveness. They very much lean towards really into like hardcore religious shit, right? Like, I don't even agree with a lot of the left people on religion. Like, Biden talks about God. Because obviously I'm an atheist that doesn't give a fuck about it, right? But the right are way more up their ass about Jesus and God and all that bullshit, right? It'd be like if I was in some sort of Muslim country that had like a like a, what do they call those the leaders, like Ayatollah or whatever, and versus like a secular guy, I'm gonna choose a secular guy, like, because I think at the end of the day, people that don't buy into like fairy tales and shit like that and everything like that are probably going to be more beneficial in general for society, right? Now, you also take into effect, like, all politicians are fucking lying, right? So God knows what they're really going to do. And that's funny, I say God knows, but, like, at the end of the day, well, enjoy your shit Irish food. Hopefully it don't kill you. Like I said, if I ever get my settlements and I get some, I'll send you some little Debbie's or some shit. We'll figure it out. If they can still, I don't even know. Well, I have to check and see how the mail systems work. Maybe UPS doesn't give a fuck, but I know there was like an issue with like people weren't delivering shit to COVID because of COVID. I don't know. Not that like little Debbie's are gonna give you COVID, so I don't know. Let's see. One replacement. I don't like that, but whatever. We'll make it work. Fuck. We got 9. Halfway through. I think I did all the daily objectives. We'll have to go figure that out in a second. Might actually do some. I need to like check and see what people I can get and who I need and go from there. But I gotta pee and take care of something, so I'll be right back. So bear with me. Be right back. Trying to see if my groceries are on their way or not. Because I don't want them sitting outside. Yeah, I think what I was talking about earlier with Big was, I don't know. I just think that like people like get a specific on this, right? Not attacking him exactly, but like I think if you look at any little thing, like the thing isn't like, oh, why did Pfizer not want to release something for 75 years? It's they did not want to release it for 75 years. The issue is that to release all this shit takes a lot of trouble and work. And I don't know how it works like in general. Like they did such a big study so quick and collected all the data. And I don't know if that's any other time before has been done like this, right? So their argument was that they had to release so much a day that it was going to take away from like their own thing. Now, I can argue that that shouldn't matter, right? Like it shouldn't. Like fuck it, this is what we need. You got to do it. It shouldn't, even if it costs you some money to do it, right? You've made a ton of money off of this at the end of the day, so do it. All right, I think that's a fair enough argument. But the thing is, when somebody sees something like it's a human nature thing. We all think that we can make the best judgments all the time. That's why you always hear all these people like, um, the parents should choose, the parents should choose, parents should choose, parents should choose all the time. And every day, and I know that this is like anecdotal somewhat, but it's also not. Every day I see like a story on the TV about man killed baby. People were mistreating their child. So to argue the point that parents always know what's best for their children is ridiculous. People always think they know and everybody acts the same fucking way they do, right? And so that's why they want to have this broad, because they don't want to be controlled. And while you might make the best decision 9 out of 10 times, the reason certain things are the way they are is because you don't make the best decision. And even if you're better than some other people, like some people don't make a good decision all the fucking time, right? Like that's kind of how it works, you know? Should it be on its way? I don't know. I just don't want it to be sitting outside, sorry, so or haven't been talking about. So that's like my argument. Like it's like, oh no, they attacked Joe Rogan because of ivermectin. They attacked Joe Rogan because ivermectin because it became like the big meme thing. Like I know everybody on the internet knows what a meme is. Guess what? They go into real life. Like the whole ivermectin is used as a horse dewormer. Yes, it is used as a horse dewormer, but it is also there's a lot of drugs that are used by humans and animals. Now, if you're actually buying the animal version and giving it to a human, it's probably not good because I'm sure there's doses issues, and there may even be. This is me speculating. There may be a little bit different. It might be. I don't know. At the end of the day, it might be the same, but just in a different dosage or something like that. I know, like sometimes, like food, it's not at the same level. Like you could eat cat food or something, but also I don't think it has the same level of test. I don't know if that's the same with medicine though. I would probably not, even between animals and humans. But like yeah, so if they but like Joe Rogan's a fucking comedian too, right? So like I always took it as that was a joke, right? Like if he made a joke, then people would then he would argue, oh, I was just joking. Like so that's what I'm saying, you know? So and then there's actually been a study that got published, like I guess it's probably the most comprehensive. And this has been my argument the whole time, is like ivermectin is not proven to have an effect on COVID symptoms, right? And I know he brought up there were other things that Joe Rogan did. Yeah, Joe Rogan did a lot of other shit, right? But at the end of the day, had Joe Rogan like it, and clearly he was scared of the effects of it, and scared that his immune system wasn't going to be 100% great. Because if not, he wouldn't have done none of that shit. So that can't even be an argument, right? But had he got a vaccine, Guess what? Vaccines aren't drug. Like people always talk about drug. Vaccines aren't drugs. Like there's a difference. A vaccine makes your own body fight the shit, right? It's totally different. Like everybody that argues against what something is they just don't understand. You're not receiving enough video. What happened? Am I getting like is my internet having issues? I was noticing that. I don't know if it's still the case. What's it saying here? It's saying here it's going good. I don't know. It could be going through because I do the double because I'm streaming to Twitch and YouTube, so I go through another thing. Let me check back. My groceries, are they on the way or not? Like, so I don't know if my poor stream setting. Let's try. Let's refresh and see. So I just don't think that like that's a. And then so why are they against like, and like I get it like people do, but like I guess at the end of the day, I guess I feel like you get that way. You think everything is like some big conspiracy just because it one time fits a narrative that you know what I'm saying. So it's like. I don't know. It's kind. I mean, because you can't deny people do shady shit, and they do shady shit for certain reasons. Why is there not a smooth thing going on here? What we got? It said it's in green. I don't know what's up with YouTube. Twitch seems like it's all right. And then going through, because I go through Restream. It seems like Restream's doing all right. Let me refresh all the pages. It's saying excellent. You know. It's weird how two things could say. It says shopping complete, checked out. I guess they're on their way. They shouldn't be that far away from my house. The grocery store's not, whatever. But at the end of the day, where we're at. Yeah, I guess I just can't look at everything and like, and I guess this is also maybe this is me straw manning. I get, you know, I guess because they're saying like, well, they might say that, well, this is the only thing I believe this way on, you know. So then it's not like they have like a conspiratorial mind. It's just like at the end of the day, I think you can make. I think that's my argument. I think if you look into something enough and see enough, okay, now the connection's working again. Cool. Um, at the end of the day, then you can kind of like that's the argument with like I don't know if anybody's ever seen that movie with Jim Carrey 23 was it 23 or something like that. Like if you think about stuff enough, like you can connect anything to anything and come up with a little bit of, you know what I'm saying? So like that would be my arguments against that is like it's not a great way of thinking. It's at the end of the day. And yet, not all vaccines are. What was also his argument was like not all vaccines are equal. I guess that's true somewhat. Maybe I said that wrong when I said it earlier, or I wasn't thinking. But like, it's also because they're different, but they still have the same purpose. It's just how they get about to the purpose. I guess I don't know. But let's check my groceries again and see if they're close to getting here. Sometimes they'll put it on a map thing, and sometimes they won't. Okay, they got the map thing. Sorry. Bear with me. Because if my groceries are here, I gotta go downstairs and grab them. Also, it's also harder to take like people's takes on the internet if they're like 100% like, or everything's like hyperbolic. You know, I try not to be, but sometimes I will be. You know, sometimes I'm joking, but like, you know, like my one friend doesn't like joking about serious stuff because then she's like thinks she doesn't understand like there's a separation, and I'm like, I think you can joke about serious things and still be serious at the same time. Like you can be entertaining and still talk about a serious topic. You know, I don't think that takes away from the seriousness of it. Might just be how you go about doing it, though. I don't know. This still hasn't updated me on my groceries. Yesterday when I got some, it didn't tell me they were here. I just happened to click on there and see they were outside. So like I said, I got like stuff that needs to go in the refrigerator and shit. I don't want it like sitting outside in the the weather for too long if I could help it. But okay, let's get back to this. So what do I want to do? What do I want to build up? Like, I think I built most of my main strong crew. Let's see. How close are we to Iron Man? Iron Man's still only halfway there. I'd like to have an Avengers team. Gotta train her. We might actually fight some battles today. Like I said, mostly this shit's grinding. Like early on. Jimmy Bags. Jimmy Bags. Sounds like a goddamn like a mafia guy. It's like, hey, I'm Jimmy Bags. I'm here to pick up the money. Take the cannoli, leave the gun. Yeah. No, I don't give a shit about Elektra. So like nobody does ever. So like fuck her. I don't care about Deadpool here either. I do. I don't really care about her or Bullseye exactly either. Although Bullseye, I could use a villain, so maybe I do need to bring up the villains. Because I will need villains for the villain thing eventually. Why can't I do select all? That's pissing me off. I like to be able to, like, I don't want to click every item and equip it. Oh, maybe that's why I should keep all. Maybe that's why I should increase Electra. She's a villain too, isn't she? I forgot about that. I guess it's always in my head. It's hard. I always forget Electra's a villain. At least in this game. I guess in the comics and shit too, she's a villain too at points, isn't she? What am I thinking? So I need to build her up after all. I do want to build the thing up also, but because I want to have a figure four. Uh, Fantastic Four team at 1.2, but I don't know when I'll get to that. They lied about my delivery time too. They said it would be here at 10:50. It's 10:55 now. I should raise some sort of hell. Now it says 11:25. Hmm. I guess we'll figure it out some point. I also think a lot of people are like unhinged and get attached to people online a little too much. I try to watch, like I'll get behind, like I'll start liking somebody, like in their content or whatever, and I'm like watching their videos and interact, and then I'm like, God damn, am I like getting too like, and then can't see they don't do anything wrong. And I'm not saying you got to call everybody out for everything they ever do wrong, right? You know what I'm saying? But then I'm like, damn, am I like being an apologist? You know, it's just like fuck, you know, it's like shit. So what you gonna do? I could always pull the like, you know, like the crybaby shit and be like, "Oh, you can't attack me," because like they're gonna be pissed. They're like, "Oh, you're a white male, you know, from America. Fuck yeah, you're like number one target." Um, I want to get it clear. I don't think I'm some like white males are being overtaken. I'm just saying like online versus reality is also a little or alpha. I had this argument, not argument. I had this discussion about my friend. Is like, is online reality or is it not? Because she doesn't. She's just kind of has a issue with like separating the two. Like, is she? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, there are real people online, but then there's like I guess it's best to say offline versus online, right? Like most of these people, the way they act online, they're not gonna act like this in real life, right? And they're not gonna act like this on real life in a bunch of like with people they don't know. Like maybe people like in a certain circumstance or situation. Like I'm not just gonna walk up to just random people and start acting out like crazy and being like blah 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 blah. Well, when I used to work places and I kind of got to know people a little bit, you know, I would say whatever the fuck I want, and I generally do that in general, but I don't necessarily go up and like attack people or some shit like that. Like people I pretend like they like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no person, well, most likely that's not it's not as prevalent. Okay, I just need to watch. Sometimes like that's what I'm saying. Like, and normally I don't give a fuck. Like I'll say some shit, and even if I have to pull it back later and be like, "That's not what I meant," I'll do that. But online, and I'm a nobody. Like nobody watches me. I'm fucking. I might as well kill myself, right? But like online, if you say the wrong little misstep thing, it can be taken and blown out of proportion right away. It's like, oh, you're advocating for this or that, like la 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 la. But because you can't listen to like 10 more seconds of what the person says, you know what I'm saying? Like, very reactionary. I think people are more reactionary in real life on the internet than they are in real life too. Sometimes, you know. All right, let's. We're gonna call it for building up people right now. Let's see what we got. I don't know. Can I do any raids? Let's see. Oh, might as well get my whatever I can. Oh yeah, I forgot to look and see if there's anybody I want to buy. Anybody I want to buy. Like it sounds fucked up, but any shards. Let's see. Out for delivery. It says arriving by 11:08. All right, so we got like 8 minutes or so, and I'll have to check on it. The fuck are those seeds? I don't think it's some sort of pills. Taking my drugs, but yeah, that's all I'm saying is like I don't really give a fuck, but like also in real life, this is also a problem. I don't remember, I was listening to like Destiny or somebody talking about, I don't even know if it was him that brought it up, but it was something. It might have been, I can't remember, but whatever. But like the thing is, like people didn't used to, like even if people said something that might be not necessarily that big a deal or might even be considered wrong or whatever, right? People didn't always have like a fucking video of it for forever, you know what I'm saying? Or like a tweet, like somebody that said something, like you can go back 10 years and like look at this tweet he made 10, you know what I'm saying? Like, and pull that shit back up to try and cancel somebody or whatever, you know? And I'm anti any kind of cancel. It doesn't matter what side they're on, right? Like, even if I don't agree with them, like, and if I think they're dumber, like, then I'm really like, if I'm really trying to cancel them or I don't want them to be able to speak their mind, then I'm like, to me, it means I'm leading credence. That means that I'm so scared. I guess that's why that's the people arguing about Trump, right? And like why, like they're pushing all this so he doesn't run again because they're scared of him. They don't want him to be president again because yada yada. I kind of feel that way, and I wish, like, see, it's hard sometimes because like I can almost see the point of that. It's because like these people are so fucking stupid. They're gonna vote for him regardless, just because of other reasons. You know, so that's why that's why they're trying to keep him, like, you know, get him disqualified from being able to run for president again. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly be pretty close with my order, so let's see. Sometimes they can find it right away, and sometimes they can't. So it's kind of like have to be wondering if they're still, they still haven't updated. They're saying you should still wear a mask or like whatever. I just let them leave the groceries so that way I don't, you know, because whatever if they're worried about it or whatever, then that's fine. Yeah, I think she got lost. I write on the thing, it's the first building, like my apartment, like it's not that hard. It's not that big a complex either. Like I've been to places where it's like real hard to find a place. My apartment complex isn't that big. Shouldn't be that hard to find, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. But I don't want to go down there too early. Ow, my foot. 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 Looks like they're turning around. They should have figured it out. Like, there's big signs, too, that says what my building is. I'm not going to dox myself. Like, not that if I told you my building number, like, it would really, as long as I didn't give you my full-on address. But, like, the building has a letter, and my apartment has a number. There's a big letter on the side of the building. You can see that. And then there's a letter on the door, and I actually even went to the trouble of putting a little sticker on my door so that way they could see the number. So it's not that hard. You know what I'm saying? All right, it says it has been dropped off, so I will have to go and do that. I will be back, most likely. Had to get my groceries. Damn. Hopefully this is good. I also thought about something else too. Like, well, things we might categorize as like the right here in America. I don't think it translates the same to other countries. Like, because I think most, at least European countries in general, their right is further left than our left, even. Maybe not left, like, but like, and also I think that like some of the right is different. Like here, a lot of our right is on like religious values and shit like that. And I don't know if that's the case in European countries where religion is, in general, less important than it is here. And I don't even know how it works in like some countries. Like, is there like more liberal like in Muslim countries, or is that not possible? Because I know a lot of them, a lot, not all, but aren't most Muslim countries like theocratic? Like I know Saudi Arabia is like as a monarchy, right? But they still follow like Sharia law and stuff like that. I mean, not even America do we follow the Ten Commandments. Yeah, like they'll be like, well, look, a lot of them are. Yeah, a lot of them's common sense. Like I can guarantee you, any culture that tried to have anything besides like the bare basics, a lot of those are going to be a common laws, right? Killing people, stealing, you know. Like some of them are like good ideas too. Like I don't think is adultery. Like what? I can't remember. Oh, I got beat. Okay. I kind of knew them, but I couldn't remember all of them exactly. So let's look at like, let's break them down. Sorry, I can't even play the game so much, even when I could probably play another. But while I'm eating, we'll do a little Bible study. Give me 1 second. I'd like to set this up. Come on. All right. So, shit, that went quick. All right, let's get this going and then we'll. Okay. This is how long I've been out of like the whole atheist like argument YouTube community. I totally forgot all this shit. All right. 10 Commandments. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall make no idols. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. So egotistical sounding. I guarantee you, like a common thing now, like if you went and described somebody acting like this God, he would definitely come off as like a narcissist, like in today's way. It's just funny. Oh. Keep the Sabbath day holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not. Okay. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Does that mean if it's like, is that like a way around? Like, what if they're not my neighbor? Like, does that mean like what constitutes neighbor? I'm just curious. Like, the kind of people now argue like, well, the Constitution says you have right to bear arms. Technically, a nuclear weapon is an arm, so you should be able to have a nuclear weapon, assuming you could afford. Like, who the fuck can afford it? I guess Bezos could, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't even think about that. Like, because you could argue like people on Twitter are your neighbor, or do you mean like physical like? So if they're not my neighbor, like what if they're? Because if you read the Bible and shit, there's a lot of shit about like attacking others, and you know if they're against you, kill them all, kill their children, yada yada yada. I'm multitasking too much. I'm trying to play this stupid game and eat and read the Bible, or well, not the Bible, but the 10 Commandments. Look at that beta raid. Beta. Can I do another raid? Let's see. There's a beta. Can I do an Ultimus? Because that uses different, like, different things, you know. So I'm never gonna get to the point about the goddamn Ten Commandments, though, am I? All right. Okay. Okay. And then the last one is "You shall not covet." Does that mean like anything? I thought it was like the original said your neighbor's wife or her or their ass or something. This one might be toned down. This version I pulled up. That's another thing. Like, right? I don't know. Maybe not everybody, but I think don't most people think like the Bible is like the literal word of God or something like that? Like, I don't know. At some point they did, right? Things may have been walked back a little bit, but how is it that people will edit the word of God, but then argue that like it's infallible? But that's not what we're here to talk about. I can't stop eating these chips. Okay, shall not covet, right? Let's start with the first one. Like this is not a law in this country, you know, because we have freedom of religion, right? So you couldn't make a law like that, right? Because who would be this me, right? So that wouldn't fly here. It's not a law. I don't even think it's a good way of looking at anything, mainly because I don't believe in a god or gods. Goddamn chips. Second, you shall make no idols. Like, I think originally it's like engraven images, like, that ain't even about, like, if it's kind of like idols you think about nowadays, it's clearly not legal or illegal, right? But I could argue maybe it's not so good to idolize just random people or things or whatever, right? I would also argue that a lot of these Trumpers are doing the same thing, but with Trump. Um, but you could argue like maybe that's not a good thing in general, right? But I would argue that for God also, like. But at the end of the day, if you like somebody, you're really like whatever, so be it, you know. But don't let it like control your entire life. Shit. I got a dead guy, so I gotta replace him. Sorry. Alright, but we're gonna finish this. I'm gonna stop eating chips for a minute. This is driving me crazy. Okay. Let's auto this, and whatever happens, happens. Alright, the next one. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain. Okay, maybe this one could work because, at least in our country, right? Like, but if you, it doesn't specifically mean like, well, I mean, it does specifically mean like the Jesus God, the Christian God, This is his name, right? Like, I know there's like Yahweh, Jehovah, whatever, right? Like, I don't know if those are just different names, but like, excuse me. But we just say God, so, so you can't say God damn it or Jesus fucking Christ. I guess all that shit. Like, unless you're talking about God in the sense of like, oh, thank you, God, you're the best, like, right? Like, don't criticize me. I think that would count too, right? Now, there used to be some obscenity laws on the books and stuff in different places. And I would find that funny in a country where you got freedom of speech and like, those have been around, right? Well, I guess if you say, God damn it, maybe they could get you on that. I think you could probably fight it nowadays, so not a good law. So we're 0 for 3, right? Next, keep the Sabbath day holy. What's the Sabbath day? It's different to different people. I worked with one guy, and he's, I don't know, at least he was supposed to be like a 7-day Adventist, and I guess their holy day is Saturday and not Sunday, right? So he didn't have to work on Saturdays. I'm like, shit, I should make up a religion too, so I don't have to work a certain day. Now, I don't know, is it some of the Jewish people or some, like, there's one, like, they won't do nothing. Like, they won't ride in a car, they won't answer a phone. There's like, all, like, I get like, hey, we shouldn't have to work today, right? But damn, if I can't do anything, what's the point of having a day off? I just might as well lay in bed. And maybe that was the thing back then, Because they were out working and dying and toiling. I can't stop eating this. One more chip. And that's not a law here either. Like, you might could have like a law, like we should get time up, but you had to put it as a Sabbath day. Like, you had to, it's wrapped in a religious context, right? It's like these 4, they're all about God and honoring God and all this. Like, some almost half of them have nothing to really do with a normal human being. And then the next one is honor your honor your father and your mother, right? On the surface, it makes sense. I could even take that as a good advice, right? God damn it, I was gonna eat another chip. We're not gonna do that. Yeah, but it's not a law. You don't have to honor your father and your mother. There is more laws that you have to honor your children, honestly, than there is your father and your mother. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? You shall not murder. First one is 100% a law in, I would say, pretty much any sort of society ever. Even in a place where you would think somebody's barbaric or something, it's probably still, like, maybe there's different definitions of murder. Like, I know there's like, if you had a reason or you like a duel or whatever, right? Like, maybe in certain cases you could do it, but still pretty frowned upon by, I would think, most any kind of society in humans, and especially any society nowadays in general, right? So that one counts.
So we found 1 out of 6 so far. It's not very good odds for an unerring word of God. Well, man, God's punishing me, making me eat these chicks. You shall not commit adultery, right? Now, this one's not slippery slope. This one's a little iffy, right? Because while there's no criminal law against adultery, at least as far as I know, maybe there used to be. I know there was some little bit. I know like bigamy, right? Like if you get married to more than one person, that can be illegal criminally. Now, if you get caught doing this, like cheating, I'm just going to say cheating, right? I don't know if there's really a difference between adultery, like say if you just go fuck somebody, or if you're like having a second relationship or you're marrying them, right? I think all these are forms of cheating or adultery, right? That's how I'm going to use the term. So, if I went and fucked some other girl when I'm married, right? That's cheating, that's adultery, right? So, that would be grounds if my wife could prove that or had a reason or admitted to it, whatever, that would be a reason to get a divorce. Now, it's not a criminal. Now, I don't think I can go to jail for that. Now, if I went and got married to another person, I think you could get jail time for that. And I think it used to be a little stricter because they called it's bigamy, right? That's why polygamy can't be technically legal, I also find that funny too. Like, didn't at this time weren't even like some of them practicing? Like, didn't a lot of these people in the Bible have more than one wife and shit? So that one's I give that one like a half point, right? But if you're gonna be married and be in a relationship with somebody, even if it's not marriage, like does that the only time it counts? Like I don't think you should do it even if like you're dating. But I don't know if people date. Did people date back then? I guess they did. I don't know how it worked back then. But whatever, you shouldn't have to be married not to cheat. Like you should. That's just still apply in general. So while I don't agree that it should necessarily be a law that's criminally punishable, I think that it may be good advice. You know. So I don't have that big of a problem with it as a whole. So we're like at 1 1/4. All right, now we move on to another one, which is a law, except in like California, apparently. No, I'm just kidding. Thou shalt not steal, or you shall not steal. And that I think that's also pretty standard across the board. Like that's another thing because they act like they're like, oh yeah, I got like you're telling me some like other places that never were really like that, like like that focused on Christianity and Christian doctrine and stuff. They didn't come up with the idea of thou shalt not steal because I think that's also part of their argument with like, oh, this is like laws and everything else. Look at the Ten Commandments. That's how we got it. Now I know I think people in the U.S. do say like, oh, look at fix our laws here more, our Constitution or whatever, right? But that's a pretty standard thing, I would think. Most places don't want people to steal. Like, well, I would put that as 2, but that one is a law and good advice. So, so far, the first 4, unless you take the Sabbath as you should have a day of rest, I can agree with that. But I don't know, it's too iffy. I want the real definition of that means. Because it says keep it holy. I think that's why certain sects, like I said, they don't do nothing. Like they want, I guess they had to cook. I guess you couldn't not cook, whatever. But they probably wouldn't go out to eat or do nothing nice. So out of those 4, nah, honor your father and mother. While I don't think it should be a law, It's not bad advice. I think I can get behind it ethically and morally. And I think you could get there without God telling you that either, just based on how ethics and morality is learned and worked and how you can see that makes sense, right? Thou shalt not murder. That kind of covers everything. Agreed. Not commit adultery. While I don't think it should be a crime, like a criminal crime, it definitely should be a case for being able to divorce or get out of a relationship at like a reason. And also, um, good advice. Yeah, I don't think you should be doing that, right? You know, I know there's a lot of different like open relationships and all this. And, like, I don't think that's something like anybody can just do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to argue against them totally or anything like that, but I also don't think that that's something that just anybody should get involved with, right? Right. So I would say on the whole, not bad advice, you know. And then would also go to me, and my thing would be, excuse me, would be that that's just like you wouldn't want like that's how you can basically break down most morals, right? That's why the golden rule is a good rule, but I don't think it's just necessarily fits from the Bible. You know, do unto others you'd have them do unto you, right? You wouldn't want nobody cheating on you and lying to you, right? So why do it to somebody else? You know, it doesn't always work that way, but if you think about it, okay, you shall not steal, right? Fits in all the categories, good advice, yada yada. I get that, like maybe in certain cases, like if it's life or death or whatever, or you're, you know, um, but overall, it's well, obviously it's a law, and overall it's a good advice, right? Next, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, right? Okay. Um, while that's not illegal in general, I think well, in certain cases it is. Like if you lied under oath or something, that can't like perjury. That can be because let's just bear it down to just don't lie, right? You know. So in certain cases, it can be a criminal thing, right? But in general, it's not illegal to lie. It might be frowned upon. I mean, you might can get sued for it, but I don't know if criminally, except for like in a court case or like a deposition or something, where it's perjury specifically. I don't think it's criminal. At least not here. Maybe these are different places. You know. Yeah. Let me caveat this. I'm going off of American laws. Like, yeah, I'll bring up like, yeah, these seem like this would be anywhere, right? But I'm going mostly off American. There's also like fraud, stuff like that. That can be criminal. That would technically be lying. You know what I'm saying? Scam. God damn it. Fuck. Let's stop eating chips. All right. And then the last one. You shall not covet. Not illegal. And also, I think in some aspects, it's kind of, I guess covet is like the negative connotation. But I think a lot of people, like the people that would like say pull yourself up by the bootstraps, they're kind of looking like the people that are like idolize or look at like, oh look at they did this, they did that. You're kind of coveting it that way. It's kind of like shame, but the opposite way. Like if you shame people so they don't do something, but like coveting, so you want to be like them, you like the grass is greener on the other side, right? Now, I think if you take it too far, it can lead to a lot of destructive behavior, right? But as a whole, it's not necessarily bad to see, like, look how good this guy's doing. I wouldn't mind having that. Let me go and see what I got to do to get there. Okay. On the surface, it seems pretty good. But just the thought policing crime of coveting is not criminal. It would only be criminal if you coveted it and went to the next level. You know? In the negative connotation of coveting, like letting it like eat at you or whatever, or like the green eye monster, like being jealous or envious, those kind of negative connotations of wanting something someone else has. It's good advice, you know. All right, so the first four are pretty much nothing there aside from like a little bit. If you took the Sabbath, is like, hey, you should take time to rest and relax. People would argue like, oh, make a mental health day. That would be the common thing now. But you shouldn't be barred from doing anything, right? All the other shit, God, like that's bullshit. Honor your father and mother. Good advice. I kind of think it makes sense. Should be something you do. You shouldn't be forced or have to, and it shouldn't be illegal. Murder. Good idea. Should be illegal. Pretty common throughout the world. Doesn't just need a religious connotation. Adultery. Or cheating in general. Overall, good advice. Shouldn't do it. I get that in certain cases it would be. It would have been criminal. Especially back in the day when men and women, you couldn't. I think it was more like that. You didn't know who was the dad really, but now you can go on Maury. So like a lot that little aspect of it gets out. Non-criminal procedures, like divorce and stuff. I think it's a right to be involved in there. Should you go to jail for it? No. Maybe bigamy, but that's like a little bit. That's kind of like fraud. You know. But good advice, just not like a full-on law. You shall not steal. Pretty much cover everything. And pretty much everywhere. I would say it's a pretty standard thing. Bear false witness against your neighbor. Lying, in general terminology, not necessarily criminal, except in certain cases like fraud, scamming. If you lied about certain things, you know, under oath, stuff like that, then it is criminal. I think civil it's probably more because there's like slander and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if is slander criminal too. I guess it could be both. Um, but obviously nowadays you got misinformation, fake news, bullshit like that. Uh, Good advice overall, general. We should probably be honest, but then at the same time, it's kind of like, sometimes you almost gotta lie because if you didn't, this is gonna. I left my phone downstairs. Oh shit! We'll have to go get that. But you know, fuck. So overall, not a bad thing, just not a full-on 100% law. So lying, not good. Good advice. Shall not covet. Like I said, not a law. Um, I don't think it's ever been a law. I don't even know how, because isn't cup. I think some of these are brain police and shit. You couldn't ever really make a law per se. Um, but I think good advice overall. Not anything wrong with it. But it's not like it's like. But see, that's not my argument. It's not saying like there's no place for it or it makes no sense or anything like that. My issue is like a lot of them will argue like, oh, it's the end all be all. Everywhere's like this. It should never be brought up, right? It's a thing. Damn tooth. Oh man, I can't. I can't. I gotta quit joking about that. I was all discombobulated because I was eating chips and trying to talk about all that and play a game. So I kind of come off dumb. Well, maybe it could be from the chips. Well, maybe I can upgrade Gamora real quick. But what I'm saying is, like some crazy like atheists that would be all like fuck religion, blah, blah, blah. They'd be like, the Ten Commandments didn't mean shit. No, that's stupid to say that. You can argue that like these things would have been something that came without them. Some of them are kind of dumb, like the honoring God and all that bullshit, right? But to dismiss it as like that's what people do, right? Like it's being disingenuous as something, just because you hate, you know what I'm saying? So, that's kind of how I feel about most things. But I think that's pretty much covers it for the grinding on Marvel Strike Force. I don't know how long I've been on for a little bit. I've been, damn, 2.5 hours. Well, I wasn't on I was gone. I had to go get my groceries and do some stuff, so I wasn't on the full time. So, seems more than it was. But also, I got some other stuff I need to do today. And then tonight, WrestleMania Part 1's on. So, I'll be watching that. I was going to see if I found any hot takes on Twitter. What's this hot take? I don't know. It might be up there with. All right, search the internet. Okay, agreed. Okay, I was about to say like he never uses the search bar on the Windows thing to search for something in Windows. I'm like, yeah, sometimes I do that. But he's saying like search the internet. I agree. I would just open a browser. I think that's the problem because you were looking for like a file on your computer or a program. You start typing it in, it starts googling it. Agreed. Agreed. Okay. That's a good opinion. Sorry, I was trying to be like, oh man, his opinions. I mean, I don't think it's a great idea. And then I'm all like, yeah. Cause okay, This person also made a meme of it too. Agreed. I'm gonna have to like that. Okay, and like that. Agreed both times. Sorry, I was looking for hot takes. Oh. Man, this has got to be a Photoshop picture, right? This ain't a real person, right? Is it a real person and they just Photoshop? It definitely is. Oh my god. Let's. Oh my god. This is gonna break. I don't. If I was somebody, man, this is probably gonna get me canceled, right? But I am not gonna be able to help myself here. I don't necessarily want to. I'm not trying to call this person out, but can I just open up the picture? I can, right? And I can tell you from my own experience that this is photoshopped. I don't know why. I'll have to look for a picture of this person that is not photoshopped, but I can tell you as me who has been working on Photoshop and was trying to do some of this stuff but not make it look so fake, this is definitely photoshopped and not great. Maybe from a distance, but even sometimes I even think this. I have my debates about this too with like other people. Like I think Amaranth photoshops her shit too. Because sometimes I'm like she just looks like her face looks weird. But like when she's on stream, she don't look like that. I don't know. It could be lighting. It could be makeup. Because I don't. But I think there's some photoshopping going on, right? I'm not saying like her at. Well, maybe even that. I don't know. Like some of the picture, but also sometimes it's the clothes. But like I don't know. So we're gonna look at this. Let's see right here. Okay. I don't know who this person is. It was just something on Twitter that popped up, right? And I seen it, right? And I'm like, God damn. This ain't I ain't trying to look shame this girl or nothing, right? But like just like the smoothness of her like of her the face. Like that's been photoshopped. Like stuff has been photoshopped out of her face. Like, and I'm not even talking about like her goofy like the way like her face like the way it looks. I'm just talking about like the smoothness. I mean, maybe it can be done by makeup because I don't know. I'm no makeup expert, right? But if I could even show you. Fuck it, let's do it. You get carried away. And Photoshop boots up. Let's find a picture of me. I was gonna say without a hat on, but I think I've been taking most of them with a hat. Wait, here's one. This is a pretty fucked up looking picture too. Just to feel. Yeah, I look like shit in this picture. It's cool. Wait, fuck it. We don't. I don't. I didn't want it on a. Never mind. Let's do it like this. All right. Let's even. Well, I zoomed in on that girl, right? And I got a beard. It's gonna be a little bit different, but like. So let's pull. Let's pull this up. We're gonna have to save this picture so we can have it on screen. Girl, I'm just gonna type of that. Okay, let's see how this looks on OBS. Wait, let's move me. Excuse me. More down here. Alright. This is an undoctored. I haven't done anything to it, right? And then this is her. Oh my god. Plus, 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 plus. And I'm not talking about her body or nothing like that. I'm just talking about her face. Like it's missing some content. It looks like she might have had some lines up here and took them out, right? And not like some people can do this and it looks a lot better. You know, so if anything, this is more shaming on the photoshopping of it. Okay. So let's see if I did. Let's just do the simple. Like I got problems. Oh, that's the wrong one. I just want the regular. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so okay, like if you do like a little bit of stuff, you can like take out like little blemishes, and so I could even probably cut some of this stubble back, right? But if you want to like really get in there and like that's my forehead. I don't have that many wrinkles like in general, right? It's just not my thing. Like so it's not right. Let's just say I just want her face, but I want her face to be big. Because that's where the problem is. What problem? I mean, that's where it's noticeable. I needed to like crop it, but it wants to crop the whole thing. Z, 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 Z. But it's like this. Like there's a little bit there, but like that line, unless she has this like a thickness of makeup, I almost want to say like that's photoshopped or makeup is photoshopped in. Like this eye, not whatever it is, whatever. What do they call that? It's not blush. I almost said blush. I'm not that fucking stupid. Is that like eyeliner? It's not mascara. Mascara is just like what goes on the eyelash, I believe, right? Let's just get rid of that. I don't want it. Like, oh, we can hide it. Just shit. All right. So, like, doing like little things. Let's see. Better. Okay. So yeah. So and like there's a little like I got like this little blemishes. There's like a little spot. I think my other side of my face is worse. But then like down here. Like okay, like but like if I went and I go like if you take like little dabs of it, it's not so bad, right? But at a certain point, if you get kind of carried away, you're gonna start. It's gonna start looking more like this, and like it's gonna take out some of the character. I guess kind of getting some of the dark circle or bag or whatever under my eyes. It's actually working fairly okay on my. But you can see there it's kind of blurry. I should have made a copy. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but like. And maybe, like, I don't know. I just don't. That picture doesn't have that many wrinkles. Maybe I should have. Guess if I do it up here with my bald hair, that would be the shit I'd want to retouch. I think I even got my eye a little bit, right? So yeah, so you kind of see how like my face is become. It's like so smooth. It's like unrealistic smooth. It looks like a because I didn't really do it to my forehead, but like let's say I do it to my forehead, right? A lot. And then this is just one way. It's just like a simple way. Like you can do it other ways with like brushes and different techniques. Because I did it like you can even do it with like not necessarily filters, but like this is what I'm saying, right? So let's pull back a little bit. So you see that? That's what I'm talking about. You see how like I'm pointing at the screen, like you can see that from that distance. But you see like how here. Where's it? Brush, fuck it, brush. Like you see how like it's so like it's smooth. But aside from me overdoing it, like obviously I didn't go in there and do too much detail, but like how it just seems so smooth, like unrealistically smooth. That's what I feel. That's what I feel like this girl's doing. Like you telling me that look like this is what gets me. That's what, and also I worry about them because to me it's like, damn, does she have like one of those like poor body things where she thinks she doesn't look like? That's what ends up happening to people that get plastic surgery, right? They end up getting plastic surgery because they want to look like this shit, right? Photoshopping your face, it looks better. All right, let's see. Let's see if there's another picture of this girl. I'm not trying to pick on this poor girl, but I don't think I can show this one on. All right, this one might be iffy. Let's see. This one doesn't look as bad, but I can still kind of see a little bit. I think they messed up. Well, you know they Photoshop because they added in this little like filter and stuff. And it might not even be Photoshop. It might just be like a filter. Like, I know they got like I don't use them like Instagram or like other little programs. So this one doesn't look as bad to me. See, it just looks like it's like they smoothed it out a little bit too much, and like their cheekbone kind of disappeared. So it's kind of like a flat surface, right? All right. Well, that picture I can't really show you that picture because it's like she's in her underwear, so I don't want to go there because I'm not trying to. There's another one. Does she have some? Okay. She's kind of got a little bit of boob showing, but like okay, it kind of shows her cheek. Damn it! Everything she's got kind of. I was trying to find one. Okay, look. But this could just be edited too. This kind of, it's just like, damn it. It's just kind of like a blur. You know what I'm saying? See, right here. Oh, man. This is going to have to fly. Because this right here, I think, is going to be evidence more from what I'm saying. Here, you can see, and obviously, there's ways to do this where it's better. Uh, there's some skin texture here, right? There's a little bit of like natural. This is not me hating on her. I mean, I'd say overall this is a pretty good looking girl in general, right? She's not ugly. I'm not saying anything like that, right? I'm just saying like the fucking body standards have gotten to the point where did I just have that picture pulled up? this is right here, right? I just want to put them right next to each other, right? And basically a very similar angle, right? Let's see. This kind of seems petty as fuck. I'm not trying to be petty, but like, and I'm not being petty. It's just, I just noticed. To me, like when I looked at that first picture right off the bat, that there is way different between these two. Like this, you can see, and like I get that one's they're taking it different angles, but whatever she did here, I don't know. Maybe she had like some pimples that day. Maybe she was just trying to cover them up. You know, whatever. I'm not saying that that's wrong, but I'm saying at some point it got beyond like I removed like a pimple, and like it got to the point where it smoothed it out so bad that it's not. It looks fake. You know. Oh shit! I didn't mean to show. See, like look, like that's the two different girls, right? And then here, it looks like she's got some lines on her forehead, but on this one, it doesn't look like, or at least I can't make them out. So I don't know if. But see, okay, like look, you can see there's like texture to the skin here, right? And she's kind of smiling, doing the same smile. Damn, you cannot make it out here. I gotta fucking zoom in. I'm not trying to zoom in on her body. I'm just trying to zoom in on her face. Right? Let's see. And yeah, you can see a little bit around her mouth. Maybe these resolutions are different too, but like that's very much more pronounced here. So I think what happened is I don't like something she didn't like or whatever. I don't know if she did it herself or she had somebody that does it, right? And so in this one, I think this one's more. I think this might be an OnlyFans clip image, so they might go a little harder on that, right? So they smoothed out. I would think there would be these little like wrinkle thing. I don't know if you can call them wrinkles. Like when you smile or whatever, you know, stuff comes up, right? That's not there at all. Like you can kind of see, but and then the outline of her, like her cheekbone, is definitely not as prominent, right? And then when I look here, the texture, there's no texture on her cheek. This one has texture, that one doesn't. So that's what I'm saying. That's like a sure sign that there was some Photoshop. Except for just like if you just look at it, like I said, like on first glance. All right, this picture. Let's just return this to reset to a normal, right? That one, okay. Looks like she's trying a little bit, but not. It doesn't look like. I'm not trying to put her cleavage. I'm not trying to gain views from her cleavage, so I don't want people to accuse me of that, right? So this one looks like, oh, she put on makeup a little bit, like maybe not overboard, you know, but you know, not just woke up and ran out of bed, right? But then this one, just on first glance, man, you just happen to look at it and you're like, and yeah, she's got a goofy ass smile, or like it almost looks like some sort of weird elf smile. But like, I mean, it's just like you can tell it's the same girl, but like, it's just it's so like, man, something is off. You know, it is not natural. There has been Photoshop used. Is what I'm saying. That is my only argument. And I worry. The problem is when you go down this road, then you got to like start photoshopping every instant. I'm trying to look at some of these other pictures. I'm not going to show on stream. She's not naked. This is on Twitter, but like, she's like in her underwear. But it's kind of a similar pose and it's from the same outfit. So I'm just kind of trying to see if she did it here too. It doesn't look as unnatural here, but it's more of a full body picture. This one is just her butt. I wonder, like, see, her butt almost looks weird. Like, she photoshopped it to be bigger. Now, this one I'm less sure on. And I don't even know how you do that. I think she photoshopped her cheek in this one, too, though. I'm gonna open up a PI office. Incel investigations. Not an incel. Don't care. Don't care. I don't even care that she's doing this per se. It's just it seems so unnatural, abnormal, fake. You know that it was like jarring when I saw it. Like when I first saw it on Twitter and I looked at her face and I was all like, "Is that?" I couldn't tell if this was like a. That also might be a case. Somebody was arguing that like beyond like we're fucking up. We're gonna fuck up women's like ideals of beauty too. Like all these people, they're all their anime avatars and their VR. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, right? Because like when I first, I was like, "Is that animated?" Like it looks so much where like I wish I had. I only have a picture of something. I'm not gonna put a person I know in real life on here besides me. Where I was messing around with a picture of them, and I was trying to Photoshop it, and like I made it look like way fake. And I think that just that's what I think they got carried away, and then like her cheek is not. It's like it's. See, she might have photoshopped her butt in that picture too. There's another picture of her butt, and it looks maybe like it's not as big. And this is like a cosplay girl too, like you know, and like talking about animes and stuff. And so part of me makes me think like maybe she got that not that idea, but like it's become something that she's done. So this is this girl where I just happened to see her picture on Twitter. I was actually about to stop, and I just was like looking on Twitter, and I was like, and a picture popped. You know, people on Twitter. This is the downside of Twitter. Like you'll get like I'm like I don't know what the fuck this is. It's just some girl. But like this picture, I saw this picture and it was so jarring. I'm not revealing who it is. I'm not trying to. I'm not you. I'm not trying to hate on some girl. I don't give a shit. But like that is not realistic. Like her face, it's been photoshopped. Like it was so jarring that like I looked at it and I was like, that's obviously done some Photoshop. So I was just analyzing it versus the other picture, and you can tell that like it's been doctored, if you will, and it's kind of sad. Like when I first saw, there's another one of her. Like I can tell that there's been some shit. Like when you look at it and you're like, man, is that like if you had to take for a second and be like, is that a cartoon? I mean, it's just sad. I feel bad for them, like when they have to go to this extreme. And I get it too. Like I said, like, well, you weren't in here when I was talking about my own photoshopping thing. Oh, like yeah, I'll even show you. I don't care. Um, I guess the thing is that I would. I mean, I maybe they would admit it too. I don't. Fuck, wrong fucking window. So what I did was I went and I did some Photoshop on myself, and you can see it's kind of like I mean I think they did. I wasn't trying to pretend like it wasn't nothing, but you know I should have made a copy of this original so I could show a little bit better. Where are we at? Okay, let's see. Here's another one. This one's a front picture. Yeah. So what you could do, look kind of sad here. It is what it is. Lord. Shit, wrong thing. She may add. She may also. She may have also changed the color of her eyes, but I didn't pay enough attention to know. But that's simple enough to do. I don't know what the fuck that means. Do you have demis? I don't know what the fuck happened. What about? Oh, okay, it's over here. Shit. Let's see, I can turn my eyes. They're almost blue, aquamarine. I mean, looks. I mean, I almost said important. They're not like you can't pretend like they don't matter. Like in the world. You know what I'm saying? I think like you know what I'm saying. But like for photoshopping yourself to look like an anime character, like in a serious like Not like when, I do my jokes or for my, a video or whatever, right? But like just to make people think you're prettier, it's kind of say, even if it is to make money, it's kind of like, it's kind of fucked that we've gotten there as a society. Sometimes I look at I don't mind being bald. I don't mind being bald. I hate that like it's kind of patchy. Maybe that's why Jada's so sad. It's like if it was all, and I don't, and like people say you can shave it, but I tried to shave it and just it feels weird, you know. So like if I was if it was just gone, I wouldn't mind. It's just that it's like patchy, you know. But let's see, spot healing. So, like, right here is a little darkness under my eye. Kind of take away that. What happens is, I think what they do is they get carried away and then they remove all of the. So then they look fake because they take away all of the contour. Because yeah. Okay. I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that some sort of steroid or some shit? What's a demi? What the fuck were you asking? Do you have demis? I don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah, but I got another order coming. My mom ordered from Publix. Debbie. Well, you wrote demis with it. You see, look, this is what you wrote. You mean little Debbie's? I thought it was some Irish thing. See, like, it kind of get away where that I didn't shave. But if you do a bunch of it, it gets kind of like too smooth and blurry. And I'm not saying she did or ever who did it did a work. Like, I'm not really putting that much effort into it right now. But I'm just saying that. And then, of course, if you do like a big part, like if you did like one little spot, like if I just did like a little bit, like say I had a pimple here and I just boom, nobody would know. But if I'm like over here, like my whole cheek is all fucked up and I'm like trying to fix it, then it's gonna stand out way, way more like that. And this is just using the most simple thing. This is just using the spot healing. That's why it's called spot, but you know. And then let's see, let's pull back a little bit, right? It's not so noticeable from way back here, right? But it's obviously not normal looking. And then I kind of got a little bit carried away with it. I mean, you can tell, like, if you zoom in, it's a lot worse, right? Like, you might not notice the neck stuff that much because it's not that super blurry. You do kind of see this where it hits the background, you know? So that's all I'm saying. Is like, I wish that they, and like, and to me, though, it's just off-putting. Like, it doesn't turn me on. No. I go Photoshop my some other hair from somebody else. Let's find somebody with cool hair. Cool hair guy. Oh, here we go, right here. Can I get the picture? Can I get the picture? I gotta download the picture. There's a picture from the side. I need a picture from the front. Alright, here we go. Fuck it. Cool hair. All right. Let's see what we can do with this. This is a real quick thing. It's not going to be a full on. That picture's way smaller than I thought. It was a little too much here. That thing did it even worse. That was terrible. I could have done it better without doing the auto blend thing. That was terrible. This is basic. This isn't. I didn't even really line it up good. uh, but like to me, that's like you can tell that that's fake. I mean, it's not the worst Photoshop ever, but you can tell it's fake, right? That's my argument with some of this shit. Like, if you're gonna do it like that, like, what's the point? I don't know. What's a shore again? Is that oh, you mean a Sharingan? I could. Here, we'll do it real quick. This is what I should start my OnlyFans, but I'm gonna OnlyFans my eyes and shit. Like I'm gonna turn into like I'm gonna OnlyFans myself where I look like fucking Sasuke. Shit, god damn it, man. I'm gonna have to go downstairs in a minute. What did you eat? You were talking about you eat something. I was eating some chips while ago. Well, that doesn't seem super bad. Now I gotta do a little. And that's not perfect. That's just really quick. I could do better. Bro, that's gonna get me. That's gonna get my OnlyFans all kinds of likes right there, isn't it? Bro, don't say that shit. That's fucking disgusting. I hate Machine Gun Kelly. I'll be right back. I didn't unmute the microphone. Uh, I had to check my phone for my just to see if they were there with my order yet. No, this is Publix. This is what my mom ordered. I already got the Kroger. I told you that, didn't I? Not the Kroner, not like the German, like a. What was it? There was that's a Kroner is some sort of money. Is a money or was a money. I don't know if it still is. The Kroner. I think they might be here. They left my order. Danish. Okay. I'm gonna show. I'm gonna put something up on screen real quick. What did I call it? There. That's my OnlyFans. At least we don't have small dicks like Polish people. This is gonna be my avatar from here on out. This is me. Don't fuck with me. If you say anything, it means you're being ableist. Polish big. Big at what? Nothing. Polish big. That's hilarious. What the fuck? No data? There's all kinds of data. There's data coming through everywhere. The fuck? Data. Did you leave? I was going to show you the little Debbie's I got that you were so excited about, but if you ain't, it is what it is. It is what it is, my friend. Mm-mm-mm. You mess around with little Debbie. Mm-mm-mm. Is there a way to take a screen grab of this? Without having to edit? I'm posting this at 12. You missed out on the little Debbie's, man. I didn't eat that shit. Bro, I don't need the whole video. I just need like 5, like, they're saying there's a way. Guess we're gonna have to watch this fucking video. It's only a minute.
This short video will show you how to take a screenshot with OBS. Start by opening the OBS settings. Go to Output. Set the mode to Advanced. Go to Recording. Find Recording Path. This is where your screenshots will save to, as well as your recordings. If you want to change this location, then press Browse and choose a new folder. Go to the hotkey menu via the left panel. Use the top bar to search for Screenshot. Locate Screenshot Selected Source. Click the blank box. Enter your hotkey or keyboard shortcut that you want to use for taking a screenshot. Apply, then press OK. Select the source that you want to screenshot. The source will need to be active. If the source is hidden, then press the slashed-eyed icon to show it. Now, when you press your chosen hotkey, the screenshot will automatically save to your recording path.
Can I even change my settings while I'm streaming? I don't want to change them. I just want to look at them. I wonder if that worked. We'll have to check it out. Ow, fuck. Well, I guess it just don't work. I guess I'm just gonna have to. I guess I'm gonna have to just take a fucking screen grab. And do that. I guess we're calling it a day. I was gonna call it a day a while ago, and then BMP came back, and I was like, oh. But He missed out the little. He missed the little Debbie's, so he's fucked. They ain't got no cool shit like that over there in motherfucking Ireland and shit. Missing out, brah. New items, bullshit. Yeah, like it's weird. Like I'm using that middle thing. Like it's the be right back thing and the music. Like it's supposed to be like free, but then on YouTube it's fine. But then on Twitch it shows up and it's all like, you know. It's like you have a mute video muted. Blah 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 blah. Peace out, motherfuckers.